I'm going to show you some of the secrets of solving proportions. Now, here we have four proportions that are all the same proportion. If I cross multiply, I'm going to get the same answer to every single one of them. 3 times 8 is 24, 4 times 6 is 24. Now, if I rotate this 90 degrees counterclockwise, the 6 will go here, the 3 will go there, the 4 will go there, and the 8 will go up there. That's this one right here. Now, look what happens if I reduce these fractions. If I reduce the fraction, and I decide to reduce 6/8, 2 into 6 is 3, 2 into 8 is 4, 3 over 4 equals 3 over 4. Here, I reduce these fractions. I get 3 into 6 is 2, 3 into 3 is 1, 4 into 8 is 2, 4 into 4 is 1. And I get 2 over 1 equals 2 over 1. Just like here, I get 3 over 4 is 3 over 4. Now, you notice here that I reduced 8 and 4. Notice here I reduced 6 and 3. Over here, I can reduce 8, 6. 2 into 6 is 3. 2 into 8 is 4. And then 4/3 equals 4/3. Here, I can go 4 into 4 is 1. 4 into 8 is 2. 3 into 3 is 1. 3 into 6 is 2. Now look at the numbers that I canceled out there. So I have 1/2 equals 1/2. Now, for our next example, I can divide here, I can divide by 6. So 6 into 42 is 7, 6 into 24 is 4. But I can also reduce that. So when I cross multiply, I'll get 4x equals 28. I'll get 4x equals 28, and divide each side by 4. X is equal to 7. But I can also reduce sideways. Not only can I reduce vertically, I can reduce horizontally. So I could say this 4 and that 4 can be canceled out. Let's try a slightly different thing. So I can go 4 into 4 is 1, 4 into 4 is 1. Now when I cross multiply, 1 times x equals 1 times 7. And I cut out a whole step that I really don't need. Now I can do the same thing here. 4 into 4 is 1. 4 into 24 is 6. Now I can also reduce across the top. I can reduce horizontally. So I can go 6 into 6 is 1. 6 into 42 is 7. I cross multiply that. I get 7 equals 1x. The same example, because these are all the same proportions. And I got them all by rotating them again 90 degrees counterclockwise. So here I can go 6 into 24 is 4, 6 into 42 is 7, and then I can reduce the 4's. 4 into 4 is 1, 4 into 4 is 1. I cross multiply, I get 1x is equal to 7. And you see I reduced here 24 and 42, and I reduced 24 and 42 here. So not only can I reduce it vertically, I can reduce it horizontally. Here I did it vertically. So I bet here we're going to reduce it horizontally. So I can go 6 into 24 is 4, 6 into 42 is 7, and then I can reduce the 4/4. 4 into 4 is 1, 4 into 4 is 1. I cross multiply, I get 1 times 7 is 7, and 1 times x is x. So the secrets of proportion are that not only can you reduce these things vertically, but you can reduce them horizontally, and you cross multiply to find the answers. Now, this is the way we look at it. Always reduce all the fractions first. Then you can solve the proportion, and you can solve it a lot easier. This is the diagram that our graphic organizer, if you'd like, to help you figure out how to reduce and then to solve a proportion. So you can always reduce vertically. We've known that since, 5th grade, 4th grade. But with a proportion, with a big equal sign sitting in the middle, if there's a big equal sign sitting in the middle, I can reduce across the top and across the bottom. So that's really a little graphic organizer to help you remember what you're doing there and how you can reduce the fractions. Now, let's take another example here. 4 into 4 is 1, 4 into 24 is 6, 6 into 6 is 1, 6 into 42 is 7. So when I cross multiply, I get x equals 7. Now, you see this would have been a lot more difficult to do if I had gone 24 times x equals 4 times 42. And then I'd have to divide each side by 24. And then if I just happen to know off the top of my head that 24 into 168 is 7, then I'm good to go. Here I can reduce these 24s like this, or I could, so I get x is equal to 7. But I can go across the bottom first, and then I can do the top after. Doesn't really make any difference. Now, here's another example for us here. Now, I'm going to try to solve these proportions by using the secrets of proportion. If I didn't use the secrets of proportion, I'd have to go 2 times x equals 54, then I'd have to divide 54 by 2 to get 27. But I can reduce it a lot easier. I can go 2 into 2 is 1, 2 into 6 is 3, 1 times x is x, 9 times 3 is 27. Just like that. Here I can reduce the bottom. 3 into 6 is 2, 3 into 9 is 3, and then I can put the 2 into the 8. 2 into 2 is 1, 2 into 8 is 4. I cross multiply, 4 times 3 is 12, 1 times x is x. I don't even have to solve an equation to do that. It's a one-step deal after I've reduced both vertically and horizontally if possible. Here, I can put 5 into 1, 5 is 1, 5 into 10 is 2, and then when I cross multiply, I get a, 1a, is equal to 2 times 10. I could have also reduced 5/10 and gotten 1/2, and then still 2 times 10 is going to be 20. So you have a lot of options when you do this. Here, now this looks like it's really difficult, because you have to go 51x equals 6 times 17, whatever on earth that is. But if I reduce across the denominators, 17 into 17 is 1, 17 into 51 is 3, 3 and 6 have common factor, 3 into 3 is 1, 3 into 6 is 2. So now I just cross multiply, x times 1 is x, and 1 times 2 is 2. Slightly easier than multiplying 17 by 6 and dividing it by 51. Then, let's see if we have one more. Now, lastly, we'll do a couple more examples that look very complicated, but they're not. I can divide here by 15, or I can reduce that fraction here. So first I'll reduce that. 9 into 9 is 1, 9 into 45 is 5. Now I'll reduce right across the bottom. 5 into 5 is 1, 5 into 30 is 6. I cross multiply, 1x is equal to 6 times 1. A lot easier than going 45x equals 270 and dividing 270 by 45 to get the 6. Here, well, 8 doesn't go into 4, it has no common factor with 45, but I can reduce right across the bottom. 15 into 30 is 2, 15 into 45 is 3. Now here I actually have to divide once I get into one-step equation. X times 3 is 3x, 2 times 8 is 16. Then I can divide each side by 3, and I can get x is equal to 5 and 1/3, which is going to be far more complicated if you don't do it this way. If you just multiply 45x equals 240, it's going to be a lot more difficult for you to do the problem. Now here, 13 goes directly into 91. 13 into 13 is 1, 13 into 91 is 7. And then I can reduce the 7/14. 7 into 7 is 1, 7 into 14 is 2, 1 times 2 is 2, x times 1 is x. So here I have my answer right away, x is equal to 2. Here, 19 and 57 have a common factor. They have a common factor of 3. Now, if I didn't know about the secrets of proportion, I'd have to multiply 19 times 12 and then divide it by 57. Or, worst case scenario, I could divide, there is a common factor of 3 here, but this is easier. 19 into 19 is 1, 19 into 57 is 3. Then I can reduce 3 twelfths. 3 into 3 is 1, 3 into 12 is 4. Now when I cross multiply, 1 times 4 is 4, and x times 1 is x. So these are the secrets of proportion. And the best way to remember it, I think, is to take a look at the graphic organizer. The graphic organizer is going to tell me that not only can I reduce vertically, I can also reduce horizontally, as long as there's a big equal sign sitting in the middle. And you have some options. Sometimes you want to reduce vertically, or you can reduce horizontally. If you can reduce vertically, and the numbers are small enough to do, you can do that. Or you can reduce horizontally if they have common factors. So there's more than one way to solve the problem. This is what I would remember for the secrets of proportion, how to solve proportions the easiest way possible. You probably won't find this in your textbook because they want you to do extra work for basically no reason. So here they want you to go 19 times 12 equals 57 times x and divide whatever 19 by 12 is by 57. But if you know your graphic organizer and you know the secrets of proportion, you can solve these problems quite easily. So I say to you, as always, happy computing.